All right, everyone, I'm back in Phoenix, and yeah, it's just kind of a normal week this week. There's no crazy travel or anything like that, and I realized that we're a couple episodes in, and I've been traveling so much that I haven't really had a typical week, really. I mean, like between Berlin and hanging out with friends and showing what that was like, Ireland and showing what that was like, this is pretty much a pretty boring episode. But wait, don't tune out quite yet, because to be honest, this is still actually pretty interesting, because this is the first time you guys get to see what it's like for me to, get some work done. One-on-ones have been awesome, getting a lot of work done today. So yeah, I'm gonna switch it up and get some work done in the apartment. Later today, I am meeting up with Dan Tyre, who's one of my favorite HubSpot people in the entire world. And I'm sure you guys will get a chance to meet Dan.
Yes. So my name is Dan Tyre, employee number 6 at HubSpot. My good friend Will Kern came all the way from downtown Phoenix to sit next to me and drink coffee at the Henry. Super fun. He's got more energy than I do, and we're all trying to do good things for the universe.
And what's your one tip for everyone out in the world?
Go help somebody. Just go find somebody you can smile to, or you can do something nice to, or you can give your Uber guy an extra $5 or something like that. How about that?
Looks like my next Uber is gonna get a $5 tip.
Ooh, I like that. Keep it rocking, my friend. Thanks.
See you, Dan. We're going on a tour to the public library. Justine and I were talking about how this is like where we grew up as kids. Our childhoods were at this library. That's the craziest thing about this place, is it has not changed at all since. Wi-Fi at the Burton Park Library is also very excellent if you're ever looking for a place for remote work in Phoenix. Technically, the party starts right now, but we also really want tea. Let's do it. Chris is just hanging out. We're sorry, Chris, but we're gonna get tea. Alright guys, so back at it again with the Phoenix routine. I'm going to be here for about a week before I head out to Dallas for a couple meetings. But it's definitely going to be a challenge getting back used to this life again, because first of all, look at this amazing sunrise that we're getting right now. Ace, amazing. But I'm used to waking up kind of whenever and starting my day whenever, because technically my work day didn't start until like 2 p.m. So now getting back used to waking up on US hours is going to be difficult, mixed with the fact that I just got home and realized I didn't have any food in my fridge. So heading down to the coffee shop downstairs to grab breakfast and to do my first meeting from downstairs. So let's get at it. Hey guys, so awesome Monday. Today is Monday, and if I'm in Phoenix, Monday night I can always be found in the exact same place. Well, not always the same place, but always with the same people. Mondays means it's Sandbox dinner time, so heading out to dinner with my Sandbox Phoenix hub. Excited to see these guys. I'm trying to reflect on it, but I don't think I've seen anyone from my hub since the year started. So this is exciting to see everyone again. Also, in honor of me getting back from Ireland, I forced everyone to go to an Irish pub. So we're meeting at one of my favorite Irish pubs downtown, Seamus McCaffrey's. So yeah, be good to see everybody.
Will is currently single, by the way, so if
really
you want to hit him up, just go ahead and subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. Leave a comment. And with your email or phone number.
If they leave a comment with their phone number, won't a bunch of weird people hit them up?
So after you subscribe to YouTube, make sure you follow him on Instagram at
It's Will Curran.
It's Will Curran.
Sandbox and my Phoenix hub are definitely one of the reasons why I love this city and why I don't ever want to leave. I love Dublin, I love Berlin, but Phoenix hub is where my heart's at. Even though consistently remote work, when you get back to Phoenix, there's less distractions, there's less things going on. There's nothing to see. I've already been here for 29 years of my life, so you're just here and work basically. And so today is a Tuesday, so I have my Black Ops meeting and my Accountaholics meeting. And my Black Ops meeting is my operations team, all my account executives, my production designers, all that sort of stuff. And my Accountaholics meeting is my finance team with my accountant and my assistant and all that sort of stuff. You might be wondering, like, why do we have such weird names for departments? A couple years ago, we decided to get rid of titles and make things a little bit more fun. Mainly when we went remote, and I kind of took control, as they say, back from the company. And one of the reasons why I did that is that I found out that a lot of times when you have titles and formal things going on, ego gets in the way. But when you make things silly and weird, then no one really seems to care about titles or departments or anything like that. They just do the best work that they can do. That's obviously my opinion. We'll see long term if it ever works out. What's up, everybody? So I'm in Tempe, which is the home of ASU, which is where I went to college. And today I'm walking down because I'm speaking at my buddy Sean's class. Sean is an awesome guy. I don't think you guys have quite met him yet. Sandboxer. And yeah, it's going to be doing the Will Curran talk, the speech about how I started my company and started everything, which is awesome. Yeah, it's really excited to see Sean. I haven't seen him, I think, all year so far. So it'll be great to see him. And then also, I just love giving this talk because telling my life story is so much fun. I will be doing a podcast episode where I do tell this full story. I'm working on it. So stay tuned. But I'm going to try to get some shots while I'm doing this presentation so you can get a feel for what I talk about. What's up, Sean? You just saw me speak for the first time, and we've been friends for like ever. So what was the funniest part about my story that you thought was like, that you were like laughing your ass off, that you were like, holy shit, Will did this?
That you charged $1,500 for this massive production.
Yes.
And had no idea what it would cost.
It had no idea that it would cost that much.
Oregano's.
So we're having dinner at Oregano's. This is a Arizona staple of Italian food. And you haven't been to Arizona until you've been to Oregano's. True that. Just finished up some work in the coffee shop, but now I am back in the home office. So I've realized that I haven't been home, so I haven't given you guys like the proper tour of the office. So I figured this would be a really cool time to kind of show you everything, at least the desk area. The film area is kind of a mess right now because A, I haven't unpacked from the trip, but B, I have some stuff being lent out to people. But I want to show you the desk setup and kind of what we got going on here. So that way you can see kind of where I work. So I get a lot of questions about this desk and what I think of it and standing desks. I actually wrote a whole blog post called Why Standing Desks Are Better for Event Professionals or something along that lines. Basically, if you look search standing desk event planner on Google, you'll find my article where I talk about this desk and why I use a standing desk. But this is the uplift desk, and it's one of those motorized ones where you can go up and down and all that sort of stuff. But to be honest, like, I don't really do anything but stand at it. Occasionally I sit down and get lower. All right, so next thing you'll kind of see on here is I actually have a desktop computer. One of the best decisions ever was doing a desktop computer. I am Team Windows, and I custom built this by hand on my own, and was one of the best decisions I ever made. It was super duper cool. I got so much bang for your buck. Next thing you'll see is I have this ultra wide monitor on here. I love this because I love having two windows up, dragging and dropping information, multiple things flying around. I've had this monitor. This is the LG UC98, 34 UC98. I have my podcasting mic PR40 as well. Obviously, I do a lot of podcasting between Event Icons, the Event Tech podcast, now the Default Show, my personal podcast. Another thing that I can't live without is this headset. I've mentioned it before on, I think, endless videos, and obviously you've probably seen it around my neck when I'm traveling. I love it so much. I bought one for the road and one for here, but I have all my calls happen on this headset. It's amazing. It's noise canceling out noise from the street and people, chatting in the other room and everything like that, and mix my sounds. And then, Razer for her. Basically, mouse and keyboard by Razer. I love this mouse. It's actually a wireless charging mouse, so it doesn't have a battery in it. So if I take it off, it will actually it'll die after a couple seconds as well. But it's constantly charging it, so I never have to change the batteries. I love that. It's super duper awesome. So cool things too, as well, as you kind of see, is I put hue strips underneath the desk, so it kind of gives a little bit of an underglow. Kind of cool. And then this is the area that I get probably the most amount of questions about, which is kind of like my backdrop that I have. And just to give you an idea, if you don't watch any of the podcasts, this is what most people normally see when recording. But this is kind of the whole setup. These are bookshelves I actually got from Borders. Books, all my favorite books. I've kind of distilled it down to my favorites up on there. Just a lot of little random knickknacks to add some things like, signage, lightning bolt for the flash, neon signs, all that sort of stuff. Counter showing like how many Facebook fans that we have, YouTube subscribers, all that sort of stuff. And then you see I'm just littered with Funko Pops. For those who don't know, I feel like it should be obvious if you've subscribed to this channel, but I'm a huge fan of the Flash. I'm a huge DC Comics fan. And this was one of my favorite ones. I just got this. This is brand new. Super duper cool, but this is kind of the backdrop I have. And the reason why I create this is that I didn't want to have like a static white background. I want to kind of show my personality as part of the set. So that's why I absolutely love this backdrop, and these shelves are just absolutely perfect for it. So if you actually come and follow me really quick, all the way over here, I actually just got this maybe a month or two, maybe in December, November, and basically now it's just storage for just Blu-rays because I own so many movies. I'm just a huge movie buff, but that's time for another YouTube video. But yeah, this is kind of the whole setup that we'll have on here. Another number one question I used to get is like, who is George T. Peterson? That's my grandfather. He was a colonel in the Army, so I have his desk placard from when he was in the Army. Another part that you can kind of see that I'm kind of ignoring right now is this studio space. It's a complete mess right now. This is where I do all the Whiteboard Wednesday videos. This is where I shoot a lot of talking head videos. Oh, but I totally realized one of the coolest things that I forgot to mention is that this setup of what these are, and if you're kind of into tech, you'll know they're obviously VR controllers, and I actually have a whole VR headset on here. One reason why I bought this computer is that I wanted to experiment with virtual reality, and my gosh, this is the HTC Vive. Just the normal one. I'm not too fancy enough for the Pro one quite yet, but hugely recommend it. Anyways, yeah, that's the whole like office setup. This is where I'd love to do work. I'm realizing though I'm getting a ton of Slack messages, so I should probably get back to work. All right. So now that I'm home as well, I can start settling into my normal habits. One of which is that every single time I go to lunch, typically lunch for me is at a place called Hobnobs, which we're going to go to right now. Good food, good people, and it's crazy how much I end up spending time at this place. So I admit, I got slammed in calls, so I didn't get a chance to show you on the inside of what Hobnobs looks like and what the food looks like. But I will show you guys eventually, and I promise you it's amazing. It's good to see everybody in there too. I've come there so much that like all the people that work there are like family. Now I'm getting back to my place as soon as possible because today it's Event Icons and I am hosting, so got to get back there right away. Alright you guys, so I'm all done with work for today, and it's Wednesday, which not only podcast means that it's board game night, and I'm super stoked. Don't own a car anymore, so gonna take a really expensive Uber to get to the other side of the city to hang out with some friends. So one of the cool things about this board game night group is I started this maybe 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago. It was basically a selfish reason to play board games. I found the game Resistance and I wanted to play it more other than our, quarterly retreats we had at Sandbox. So I basically started the one night a week that I had open, which was Wednesdays. We went and met up at this restaurant down the street from our house and played board games. We did every single week, and it just kind of grew. Invited my friends, and then those friends invited friends, and then before you knew it, like this group just became people I never technically knew that got to hang out, and these people are some of my best friends now. But it's really cool because, yeah, every single freaking week we meet up and play board games.
I'm doing it.
Why did he get a ruby?
Oh my god, I did.
How good?
Damn it!
Oh, I get a gem.
No, that's good. What do you mean? 3. All right. Sarah. Damn it. 2. Heyo.
Ayo. Yeah, pumpkin!
Can't draw 3. Don't.
Pumpkin! It's like October. Oh, yes.
Is it a yellow?
This should be the end to this week's vlog. So today, it's Sunday. I usually wake up and do my morning planning right away, but since I haven't been out in town, I want to hang out with my friends as much as possible. I'm meeting up with a bunch of them. Brandon and Justine are coming to pick me up, and we're heading to the Renaissance Festival. So yeah, we're heading to the Renaissance Festival today. Time to get a little nerdy.
She a rock star.
Are you recording right now? Oh shit. We lost our friends, but we're looking for pretzels.
Pretzels are important.
Most important. So, find the pretzels.
Find the pretzels.
You know they're twisting and turning throughout the crowd. Get it? Get it?
I get it. I get it. He's killing.
That'll work.
Oh my God, it's not worthy. The troll was defeated.
That was the Oh, whoa, 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 whoa!
Well, guys, Renaissance Festival I think was a success, and I think that's going to conclude my first week back in Phoenix in 2019, and hanging out with all my buddies. And I wouldn't want to hang it out and it with anybody better than these two. So
Quality. Thank you.
you guys can tear up. You know I'm going to win the Academy Award for Best Actor. However, you should go follow Brandon on YouTube as well. Brandon, what's your channel? You search Ambiguously Chunky. Ambiguously Chunky. Brandon and I are working up to our short
You're gonna
URLs.
find a lot of garbage, but quality garbage.
It's all good. So, we'll see you guys all next week on the vlog.